When the full moon rises, the world's silent.
When the full moon rises, the world sinks into silence. Candles flicker, and the darkness begins to move.
Witches take to the sky, and vampires awaken from their sleep. For one night only, the line between the living and the dead fades away.
This is Halloween, the night when legends come to life. Every year, when the full moon shines down, on the night of October 31st, the world falls silent and the spirits begin to awaken.
In the glow of the jack-o'-lantern, familiar figures rise once again. Witches riding their broomsticks across the sky, vampires opening their coffins, werewolves howling through the forest, and mummies stumbling out from ancient tombs.
Ghosts wander in search of shelter, skeletons crawl up from the ground, and wicked laughter echoes through the night.
In this video, you will discover the chilling origins of Halloween. You will learn why people wear costumes to hide from real ghosts. And you will meet the terrifying symbols that have existed for hundreds of years.
We will guide you through 7 of the most frightening creatures and icons of Halloween night. Strange traditions, ancient, haunting tales, and yes, even our own true experiences.
But do not be afraid. Tonight, you will not only hear mysterious stories, but also learn how to tell them in English. With us, Alex and Anna, on this journey to uncover the secrets of Halloween.
A journey where language, culture, and legend come together as one. And when this video ends, you will understand why Halloween still makes the whole world both fearful and fascinated.
If you stay until the end, you will be able to tell your own Halloween story in English, as if you had lived through that very night yourself.
More than 2,000 years ago, the ancient Celts in Ireland held a festival called Samhain. It marked the end of summer and the beginning of the long, dark winter.
People believed that, on the night of Samhain, the boundary between the world of the living and the world of spirits became thin and fragile. Ghosts could return to the earth, wandering through the darkness.
To protect themselves, people lit enormous bonfires. They dressed in strange costumes, disguising themselves as demons and monsters to fool the wandering spirits.
Centuries later, as Christianity spread across Europe, Samhain transformed into All Hallows' Eve, the night before All Saints' Day. And from that, a new name was born: Halloween.
Halloween, a night born from fear and kept alive by ghostly tales passed down from generation to generation.
Tonight, you are not only learning English, you are touching the history and the darkness of Halloween.
The day the whole world remembers as Halloween is the night of October 31st, the very last night of October, the night when the light fades and darkness swallows the earth.
For the ancients, it was not just a celebration. It was a fragile moment between life and death. A doorway opened for spirits to return.
Halloween is not merely a night of fun. It carries a deeper meaning, that humans have always feared the dark, yet still find the courage to face it.
By wearing masks, by lighting candles inside pumpkins, by performing rituals to comfort the wandering souls. Halloween is the connection between the world of the living and the world beyond.
And on October 31st, it becomes the only night of the year when humans and spirits share the same world.
So when you see a strange mask on the street, ask yourself, is it really a person or something else watching you from the shadows?
In the darkness of the night, there is a glowing face carved into a pumpkin. That is the jack-o'-lantern.
A woman dressed in a black cloak, flying through the night sky on her broomstick. That is the witch.
A creature that lives on blood, hiding inside an ancient castle. That is the vampire.
When the full moon lights up the sky, a person transforms with sharp claws and wild eyes. That is the werewolf.
From the tombs of ancient Egypt, the dead wrapped in white linen begin to rise. That is the mummy.
A white shadow floating silently through the night. No footsteps, no breath. That is the ghost.
Only bare bones remain, clattering as they wander through the graveyard. That is the skeleton.
People believe that when the skeleton rises, it means death is knocking at your door. We will tell you the story of each one in detail.
Every Halloween, you see pumpkins carved with glowing faces, shining in the dark. But few people know that behind that light lies a chilling legend. The legend of a man named Jack.
Jack was a man from Ireland, known as Stingy Jack, Jack the Miser. He was famous for being sly, greedy, and hopelessly addicted to drinking. One cold night, Jack met the devil in a tavern. The devil came to claim his soul.
But Jack was not ready to lose. He said to the devil, "If you want my soul, then buy me one last drink." The devil turned himself into a coin to pay for it. Immediately, Jack slipped the coin into his pocket, where he kept a small silver cross. The devil was trapped and could not return to his true form.
Jack only released the devil after forcing him to promise not to take his soul for 10 years. 10 years passed, and Jack met the devil again. This time, the devil came to collect his debt. But Jack tricked him once more. He asked the devil to climb a tree and pick an apple. As the devil climbed up, Jack carved a cross into the trunk of the tree. Once again, the devil was trapped.
Jack made him swear that he would never take his soul. The devil, furious but bound by his word, agreed.
But when Jack finally died, his soul was not allowed into heaven because of his sinful life. And he could not go to hell either, because the devil had sworn never to take him.
Jack became a wandering spirit, doomed to roam forever. In the darkness, he begged the devil for help. The devil only sneered and threw him a small piece of hellfire.
Jack placed that flame inside a hollowed-out turnip and wandered endlessly through the night. People called him Jack of the Lantern. Over time, the name became Jack-o'-lantern.
When the legend spread to America, people stopped using turnips. Instead, they used large pumpkins, easier to carve, brighter to glow. And from then on, the carved pumpkin became the eternal symbol of Halloween.
So when you see the light flickering inside a hollow pumpkin, remember, it is not just decoration. It is the spirit of Jack, still wandering somewhere in the night of Halloween. Do not be like Jack, unless you want a truly miserable ending.
When people think of Halloween, The most familiar image is the witch, a woman dressed in a black cloak, wearing a pointed hat, flying across the night sky on her broomstick.
But do you know why witches appear in these legends? The story begins in medieval Europe. Back then, there were women who lived alone in the woods or in small villages. They knew how to use herbs and plants to heal the sick and to help others.
But humans have always feared what they do not understand. When villagers saw these women perform strange cures, they began to believe their powers came from the devil. And little by little, they started calling them witches.
People believed that during the day, they lived like ordinary women. But at night, they gathered around fires, dancing, chanting spells, and calling upon spirits. Some even believed they could transform into black cats, owls, or bats to hide in the darkness.
That fear grew so strong that Europe was once consumed by horrifying witch hunts. Anyone suspected of witchcraft was put on trial, and many were burned alive at the stake. Thousands of innocent people died, accused of making pacts with the devil.
And so, in people's imagination, the witch became the image of an old woman. Wrinkled skin, a crooked nose, a wicked laugh, and a broomstick in her hand, flying across the moonlit sky.
Halloween became forever linked with witches because it is said that on this night they are free to fly, to cast their spells, and to spread darkness across the world of the living.
So when you see a shadow gliding across the full moon, ask yourself, is it just a passing cloud? Or a witch watching you on Halloween night?